the two theories that I did were developmental theory and symbolic interaction theory. So family development theory is the theory that a family cycle dimension that provides a basis study of families over time. In development, there's also 8 stages that all families go through. Um, for those stages, it's just um, before you're married, when you're married, when you have kids, growing up with the kids and like learning them different tasks and things. And the principles that I learned that I am doing for this assignment is change, transition, and tasks. Change is what goes on in those stages. Transition is changing from stage to stage, and tasks is when you are growing up and getting older, and you have to complete different tasks to be able to go on the next. Symbolic interaction theory is whatever we are doing is always changing, and when we are interacting with stuff, that's what meaning comes from. When we want to approach all of this, it all comes from science. It describes behavior on your previous experience and not on emotions. So the three principles I chose from that were roles, gestures, and interactions. Roles is everybody in the family has a different role in what they do in the family. Like the dad is the dad of the family. He does manly things. The mom is usually a stay-at-home mom or also has a job, but is also helping take care of the kids. And then obviously the sister, brother, and those types of roles. It's like if there's an older brother, they're helping take care of the younger siblings, and um, also just like going on with their life, like going to school. Um, Gestures is it is more than just using your hands. It's also how you are interacting with people. Um, I think that one is like when you're around a group of people and you're just you're making them know that you're like paying attention to them and like gesturing towards them, like, okay, I have my full attention on you. Um, and then interactions is how are you going to interact with whatever the symbol is. I think interaction is just like the different ways you're just like interacting with people and how you act around people. And so yeah, I really liked this movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I did think it was like kind of a little bit chaotic to me, just like because there's so much going on in the whole movie. But for family development, for change, the example was at 2 hours and 4 minutes, where Joy ends up telling her mom, Evelyn, that she is tired and she wants her mom to let her go. I thought this was like kind of like a sad part of the movie, just because everybody like wants to stay close with their family, obviously, but like if it's difficult or if something's difficult and they just like want space, I feel like that's what I got from what I watched. She said that when she's with her mom, it hurts the both of them, and she wants them to go their separate ways. Um, yeah, I think that was probably like one of the not big changes in the movie, but like just a change that stood out to me, where it's like it's definitely hard for the mom to see their daughter change and want to just be like separated from her. Transitions was at 1 hour and 20 minutes, where Evelyn was fighting off people to save her family, and she grabbed a plastic frog off the shelf and swallowed it so she can gain strength to fight again. She did this multiple times in the movie as well as whenever she was low on strength. Um, so when this transition, it did happen multiple times. I thought it was a very, very interesting transition. Um, and like she didn't at the beginning, she didn't even know what Waymond was doing and like why she had to wear what she wore, and she ended up wearing it, but then she also was like one of the strongest ones and was like being strong for her family and just fighting all the people she had to fight. But yeah, she had to do something weird every time to gain her strength. which I thought was like very interesting. I'm like, why can't you just do like a simple thing and just, have that strength? But she had to do something weird, like eat something or do like a gesture just to make her gain strength. For a task, this one was like closer to the beginning, and I put a minute to 7 minutes because it was like in that time range where all the family had different tasks. So like the family was doing different tasks to help the family um, cook dinner, and get ready for the party that they were having in the evening for their for Evelyn's dad. So Evelyn was doing like the taxes for the business. Wayman was taking care of tasks that Evelyn was giving him, as well as trying to talk to Evelyn about getting a divorce. Um, Joy was getting her girlfriend ready to show her grandpa her girlfriend. That was Joy, and was trying to show off her girlfriend. It's like before the party. Um, and she was also helping with dinner while trying to talk to her mom at the same time. So she was just doing multiple tasks at once. For roles, for symbolic interaction theory, um, the roles were just like very simple roles. Like the mom was taking care of the taxes for the business and helping the customers, and then Wayman was the husband and the dad, and he was Wayman was also like following the taxes that Evelyn was telling him to do. Like, did you paint the wall? We need to do this before my dad wakes up. Like little things like that, just like tasks that need to be done around the house that she couldn't get to. She would tell him to do it. And Joy was being the daughter of the family, and was hanging out with her girlfriend. And also, um, she was sort of like the main character in the show as well, with like fighting against her mom and um, having that role as well. Gestures was I kind of struggled with this one, but I put is when knowing the right time to hop from universe to universe and to know what weird thing to do to get strength. I think she quickly figured out that gesture on how to get strength. And her daughter was also helping her throughout the movie. Um, and then interactions was Evelyn was interacting with people who were fighting her and was helping her with them and what they wanted to go back in the universe and figure out what she needed to do to help them be satisfied. So, like for example, she helped the chef get his raccoon back, so he wouldn't feel alone. It's like based off the movie Ratatouille, and so she just like and she told him, "You're not alone," and helped him get his raccoon back. So the synthesis. So with having both of these theories, it helped me look deeper into the movie and to see like different things that I normally wouldn't see in the movie, and just helped me pay attention more. So some specific things from that was that the family at the end, even though they were going through a lot of change, they ended up looking back on everything and they went to and changed to accept one another. They gave each other a chance, even though they were going through a lot of tasks, changes, and transitions. Um, just like the whole fighting scene and the mom taking initiative and it's like gaining strength to just fight for her family. And even though some sacrifices had to be made, they all still were strong through that and were just like they ended up using teamwork throughout the whole movie. Um, with symbolic interaction theory, I know emotion really wasn't part of it, but they had many different roles throughout the movie. And even though they were struggling, they ended up going back to their original roles in the end. I they ended up like the mom ended up really caring for her daughter and was like, "Look, I know you're this," but then also was just like, "I love you either way, and like we should still continue to be family. And I know we need to go our separate ways," but they ended up just becoming